month of March, in this month of March, South Africa will commemorate Human Rights Month 2023 under the theme, Consolidating and Sustaining Human Rights Culture into the Future. Government uses the month of March to promote respect for basic human rights for all and restore human dignity in line with the Bill of Rights. This month is also to honor those who fought for our liberation and to celebrate the many rights guaranteed under the Constitution that we continue to enjoy today. To this end, the White Paper on Corrections mandates the Department of Correctional Services to partner with non-governmental organizations, faith-based organizations, community-based organizations, traditional leaders and other stakeholders in order to advance rehabilitation and to ensure successful reintegration of offenders. DCS's success depends on the contribution of various partners. The department cannot achieve its objectives if there is no involvement of all sectors of society. The focus of government is service delivery at local and district level through the district development model, and the Corrections White Paper advocates for greater integrated planning among government departments and external partners. Therefore, the ceremony marking the signing today of the Memorandum of Understanding between the National House of Traditional and Khoi-San Leaders and the Department of Correctional Services is part of a transformative process and a significant step towards cementing our partnership and relationship with the National House of Traditional Leaders to address, amongst others, the challenges of reoffending, to explore the possibility of mobilizing local structures to either skill or employ ex-offenders with criminal records, to negotiate a working agreement between the Department of Correctional Services and the National House of Traditional and Khoi-San Leaders, to urge traditional leaders to adopt corrections as a community responsibility and to invite them to actively participate in the rehabilitation and reintegration processes. Program Director, I am particularly pleased to be part of this signing ceremony as it fulfills a commitment I made to the National House of Khoi-San and Traditional Leaders during the catalytic drug demand reduction meeting for South African traditional leaders organized by the African Union in Ekurhuleni last November, where I assured the Chairperson that we would revive the MOU between DCS and the National House of Traditional and Khoi-San leadership and pledge to leverage our self-sufficiency and self-sustainability framework, coupled with expeditious use of offender labor in our work with the new leadership of this Royal House. On behalf of the Ministry of Justice and Correctional Services, Minister Ronald Lamola, and I want to convey our sincere thanks and appreciation to everyone who contributed towards this MOU we're signing today. The MOU provides a framework to guide our continued engagements with the institution of traditional leadership, dating back to 2019, when the first MOU was signed, spurred on by pockets of success in jurisdictions where traditional leaders extended a hand of partnership with us. Whenever we came knocking on their doors, we saw the need for a coordinated approach, hence this new MOU. We are clear in our session that in the communities that fall within the jurisdiction of a traditional leader, justice processes should begin and end with that traditional authority. Community Corrections branch of DCS will amend the route list of stakeholders that must be notified when an offender is released back into the community to include the local traditional council. This will be the case whether the offender's sentence has expired or they are released on parole. I want to say we must continue to break down the barriers which divide us, leaving no one behind. Corrections is a societal responsibility. Together, let us join this conversation in our places of worship, in our schools, in our communities, among our friends, to create the building blocks of societal cohesion and a common understanding.
I I'm also here to sign the MOU with a very clear mind and mandate from the department that the MOU will be implemented, and for it to be implemented, it will be equal to the resources that we will provide as the department. I must also indicate that we have instruments that will ensure that the MOU is successfully implemented. We have developed a community corrections framework, a framework which we would like to discuss further and enhance further as part of this partnership. We have also developed a stakeholder matrix. The stakeholder matrix basically is a guideline for us with regards to what type of partnerships we should put in place, looking at the different roles that can be played by those that would like to partner with us, the department, whether it's internal to government or external to government. What influence are these partners having in ensuring that we are able to implement our mandate? But most important then, what possible partnerships at a practical level we can put in place. We identified different stakeholders, but we kept on coming back to one stakeholder. We came back to that one stakeholder because our offenders belong or come from families, and those families belong to communities, and our communities belong to traditional councils. Our communities are under the leadership of traditional leaders. And that's why we recognize that the most highest MOU we can sign, or an MOU that anchors all MOUs, will have to be an MOU with the House of Traditional Leaders and Khoi-San.
As the sector, we do not have the luxury to say no, we do not associate with this kind of people. Irrespective of whether we agree with what they are doing or not, we are not sectoral in our approach. At a community level, you are requested to engage and assist everyone, irrespective of whether you are a Christian yourself or not. Therefore, today is a demonstration of that. We are demonstrating that irrespective of the stigma of someone who's coming from prison, we are going to warmly welcome that person back to the society. And we are going to do everything in our power to ensure that they become active in the community. They should not be scared of attending soccer games. They should not be scared of attending community meetings and having full participation. They will not be treated like an outcast when they go back to the community. So we are very delighted, Commissioner, to be having this engagement and signing the MOU. We will take that word as a commitment that you will actualize through resources to ensure that whatever that we are signing, it will not just pick up dust in the offices. So we will be calling your office frequently to ensure that there's implementation of this thing. Thank you very much for this opportunity. We hope you implement whatever it is that we are signing. Thank you very much.